how does the food we eat affect menstruation and our menstrual cycle? Your menstrual cycle is not just 3 to 5 days that you have your periods. It is a monthly cycle, and it is a carefully orchestrated symphony. For some people, it can be a symphony, and for some people, it can just be a loud noise. What makes the difference and what conducts the symphony are your hormones. So anything that will influence your hormones or affect your hormones will then affect menstruation, your menstrual cycle. Now, what are those factors? So those factors could be that influence your hormones. Those factors could be inflammation. It could be rapid changes in blood glucose levels, as well as unstable glucose levels. It could be a nutrient deficiency, specifically looking at nutrients such as iron, vitamin E, omega-3 fatty acids. Those deficiencies can affect hormonal levels. And also, if you're not excreting your hormones properly out your body, which nutrients and your detox system in your body is essential for doing, you will also affect that hormone balance. Another thing that affects hormone balance are fat levels, excess intake, or even too low intake. So we know that women with high fat levels have disrupted hormonal cycles. They often suffer from a lot, their period pains a lot worse. Could be related to the inflammation, which is also caused by the fat. And of course, we know women that are undernourished, those with anorexia, or those in malnourished areas, actually stop having their periods and their menstrual cycle is disrupted. So the foods we eat is what influences inflammation, blood sugar levels, provides us with nutrients in our foods. It can also have what we call, the foods we eat can also provide endocrine disruptors. Okay, those are toxins often found in foods and chemical compounds that will have a negative influence on hormones. Now, I want to show you what I mean and how much the food you eat can actually affect our menstruation and menstrual cycle by showing an example of iron. Now, we need to have a very carefully balanced level of iron in our bodies. Iron is essential for circulating oxygen in the body, but it's also critical for hormone balance. And the processes that make hormones in our body are dependent on iron directly or indirectly. Now, look at this. In a normal cycle, just by the way, this isn't blood, it's beetroot juice. In a person with a normal cycle, during that cycle with a symphony, a menstrual cycle that plays a symphony, you can lose nearly, this is 50, so you're losing on average 50 to 80 mils of blood in the cycle. Women with heavy menstruation can lose sometimes double that amount. And inside this blood is your iron, and you're losing approximately 8 milligrams of iron in a cycle. If we are not replenishing that through eating foods, your iron-rich foods, we will then end up being deficient in iron, which will then not only make us tired and exhausted, but will affect your menstruation and your menstrual cycle. So food has the foods we eat, how often we eat them, how much we eat them, and the type of foods we eat will have a direct impact on that symphony and the orchestra that creates our monthly cycle.